Weekend starts tonight in Baltimore, as we've been talking about. It's Joey Silk and the Bengals go to see the Ravens and Lamar and King Henry.
Yes, it is. Week number 10. Down the stretch we come. We hit double digits in the NFL season. Feels like we just started. It sucks because that means we're getting close to the end, which is never good either. Bengals and the Ravens. Now, believe it or not, it was almost a year ago to the day that the Bengals and Ravens played on Thursday Night Football in Baltimore, and the Bengals season effectively ended. It was when Burrow hurt his wrist, Scotty, almost a year ago to the day on Thursday Night Football. So how convenient of the NFL schedule makers to put this game almost in the same exact spot for Joey Silk. He took
Run
notice.
it back.
Yeah, I think they like to, if a star player gets hurt in a primetime game, they like to schedule the same exact game on the same exact week, on the same exact time the year later. I think that happened to Aaron Rodgers this year, happened to me this year, so I think that's something they like to do. So I think you can probably expect that.
As even killed as you are, does this game mean anything extra to you?
Divisional opponents always mean a lot, and especially where we are right now, point of the year, playing Baltimore is a big game.
I think he's really good at his job, and he's really good at doing these interviews. He's, I'm not into the whole fashion drip and red carpets and movie star stuff and galas and no back on his suit. I'm not into all that, and but I think he's really good at what he does, and he can definitely play, and he's been a big time guy in football, in college. It doesn't get any bigger than what he pulled off at LSU. And then he went to the Super Bowl and lost because his coach is a moron. He should have won that Super Bowl. I honestly believe if they would have thrown the ball to Higgins again, he'd already caught two. If he, the guy's 6'5", throw him the ball. And instead, this guy Taylor butchered that. I honestly believe Burrow thinks that his coach butchered his ring, that he had a chance for a ring. If what I would have done if I were him, honestly, I swear to God, I would have just winged it. I would have thrown it to him anyway. I would have not listened to the coach and his play calling. I would have dropped back and thrown him the ball and won the game. And then he would have said what to him? Nothing, because his calls were horrible in that game. That coach cost them the Super Bowl. He really did. I mean, let's get real. If you let that kid run things, that quarterback, they win. And they do that now. Like, he's the only guy that matters. He and Chase, that's it, right? Like, I know Hutch and everything. Really, beyond that, what is there? There's nothing.
Yeah, I mean, listen, Higgins is really good, but he doesn't play. He's been out basically all year. He's missing the game again tonight. So they don't have a lot in terms of the big
He's so
name
out of
stars
there, it's not even funny, Higgins.
And he's going to be gone anyway, as you say, after the season. So that's for sure. Ravens on the other side, of course, 6-3 heading into tonight. Here is John Harbaugh. Is it a little bit easier when you have a divisional opponent that you know so well on a Thursday night game?
It definitely feels different on a short week for any opponent. I like the fact that, you play a team that you have a little more familiarity with, but that's a two-edged sword too, because they have a lot of familiarity with us. So every game's different. Every game's unique. You just kind of take it as it comes, attack the circumstances as they present themselves, and that's what we'll try to do and do our best.
Listen, the advantage is that they get to play on a short week at home, and then the other thing is his brother's just so much more entertaining than he is. It's not even funny.
Yeah, we got another good one for him later here today on Coast to Coast. He's
every chance we get, we run him.
He fills the bucket, that's for sure. This has moved a little bit since yesterday. Yesterday was 6.5 and 53.5. Today, 5.5 for the Ravens, and total down 1 point, 52.5 from the 53 yesterday. So a little bit of movement a couple hours before kickoff.
Yeah, well, I already did these bets, so I got him at 6.5, and we already did the over yesterday. So I'm not like, what do you think? I wait around for more blood to spill? Like, here, let me wait until a couple hours before the game and see how hard I can take it in the chin. Honestly, like, people that wait till these last seconds before games to big bets, I mean, it's the kiss of death. It really is.
It is. You are running a risk, but if you want the Ravens, now you got yourself an extra point that you don't have to give up with that 5.5. So you have that working for you too. I gave you the Burrow trend yesterday. Let me give you a couple of things with Lamar. Now, Lamar as a big favorite, believe it or not, Scotty, has not been that great. Here you go for Lamar Jackson as a favorite of 6 or more. 5. 14-1. That is 28% over the past 4 seasons for Lamar Jackson. Not the best numbers, and I'll give you this as well on the flip side. 5-1 straight up and 4-2 against the spread against Joey Silk. So a lot of trends with Lamar and with Burrow heading into this game.
Well, look, so I'm glad I got 6.5 because that right there says he doesn't cover anything 6 or more. So 6 in the hook, hopefully gives me money. Like, same thing. We had Tampa at 9 and the over. Scared to bet against the Chiefs. Scared to bet against the Ravens. But that's just too many points for my blood with a great quarterback. I always base it on who you're dealing with. When you're talking about a number, who are you dealing with? You're dealing with Burrow. And Burrow is going to play 4 quarters, and he is going to sling it as many times as he's got to win that game. They need that game. Frankly, in my opinion, they need it worse than the Ravens. The Ravens don't need that. They're fine. They're going to the playoffs. People have them winning the Super Bowl, that they're going to the AFC title game as sure as the sun comes up. So I think it's more of a necessity for the Bengals, and I think he's going to sling it all night. We'll see if he gets it done. I mean, stranger things have happened. He could go lay an egg.
5-5 is a lot different than 4-6. If they were to lose, there's a big difference between 5-5 and 4-6. Most bet player props for tonight. Henry to score. Now remember, Henry has scored. Well, this is Henry's first touchdown's actually the most bet at plus 325. Henry has scored a touchdown in every game this year, and 10 in a row going back to last year. Chase to score is number 2. Henry over 18.5 his longest rush. Lamar over 9.5 rushing attempts, and Jamar Chase over 81.5 receiving yards. He has historically had huge games against the Baltimore Ravens. He's done very well against them.
Do you think Lamar Jackson's going to run it 10 times with his knee and back that he's had problems with?
I don't think that will be the game plan going into tonight. Could that change if they're down in the second half? Yes. I think that he will move. I think you're making that wager if you think the Ravens are going to be in a close game or down in the second half, because he will be doing some scrambling at that point. If they're up, he ain't going to be running. He's going to be handing it off to Henry. He's going to be throwing it. They're going to keep him out of harm's way. But he likes to do his own thing if he needs to. So I would be careful with that. How about the tutties for tonight? First touchdown, we're going to Mark Andrews for this one. 11-1. He's plus 220 by himself, too. Make sure you go there. I'm with Chase Brown, even money to score. Lamar at plus 170. And Isovas, plus 270. This kid, Andre Isovas, Scotty, you know that. He's with Higgins not in the lineup. He's caught a lot of touchdowns this year from Burrow, including a couple against the Ravens earlier this year. I'm in on him at a very nice price.
Any Gesicki, isn't he in on this too?
We could get Gesicki. I believe he's in the 300s. We could get Gesicki.
No Henry Tutty. No Henry Tutty.
It's I can't pay 270.